and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to my channel as well. So my next video, I thought I would do something that I really like to talk about, so that is books. So in 2023 I read 21 books, which was past my goal. My goal was 20 books for the year, which I was happy about. Yeah, I thought I would do my top rated books. We're gonna start off with my least rated book of 2023, where I absolutely hated. This book was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I hated this book. It literally, it put me off reading for about a month after. I just hated it so much. I hated the characters. I just thought it was so cheesy. I couldn't get into it, couldn't connect with any of the characters. Every time I was reading it, I was like, why are they doing that? What are they doing? Why are they doing that? Hated it. But I actually seen it on TikTok, and this is why you don't believe everything that you see online. But I seen it on TikTok and thought, oh, this will be such a nice book. I think it was maybe October when I read it as well. So I was like, oh, like nice fall autumn book. And I just watched Gilmore Girls. I had just started it, never seen it before, and everyone was like, oh, this is the book version of Gilmore Girls. It gives you like just those sort of vibes. So I was so excited to read it. I was like, oh my god, I love it. But no, hated it. I could barely even finish it. With my top 5, I'm going to start at the bottom at number 5, and that is The Silent Patient. This book from start to finish was so good. I absolutely loved it. Without giving too much away, it is about a woman who murders her husband, and then she doesn't speak like at all, like literally for like 6 years, and she's put in a psych ward and stuff. And this psychotherapist comes in, and he is basically trying to work out, he's obsessed with the case, he's trying to work out why she done it, why she doesn't speak anymore. He's trying to break the case. So you're really from start to finish trying to work that out yourself. You have so many thoughts yourself. So oh my god, it's just so good. I loved it. It was my first book away from the Colleen Hoover romance books as well. I feel like I read them the whole of like 2022, 2021. Like I was just back to back Colleen Hoover. So this is my first thriller book, and it really got me into them. After this, I was just obsessed. I would definitely recommend it, and if you're trying to get away from all those romance books, I would definitely give this a go. It was one of my favourite books. Okay, so in at number 4 is The Housemaid. This is by Freida McFadden, and I love Freida McFadden. I've read a couple of her books now, and they've just been so good. Each book is a proper page turner, and yeah, I just love her style of writing and everything as well. So basically in The Housemaid, there is this woman who has just been released from jail, and she needs a job and a house to be able to stick by her parole. So she's desperate basically, and she's living out of her car. So she sees this advertisement to be a housemaid, and she takes it because it comes with the housing and everything, so it's easy. So she comes and sees the house, and it looks like an easy house, and they look like a nice family. So she takes the job, and that's when everything sort of goes all wrong. So a lot of things happen in the book, and it's a bit creepy, a bit disturbing, and you're sort of like, each page, each chapter ends, and you're like, what is going on? What could happen next? So I would definitely recommend this book. I love a book that can like keep you up at night, like that you do not want to put down. Like obviously they are the best books, so it's really finding something that you really enjoy. I definitely think a lot of people would like this book. And yeah, that is in at number 4. At number 3 we had Local Woman Missing. This book was another page turner. Like I just love thrillers. I just love them. I just be sitting on my bed at night glued to my Kindle. Also, if you don't have a Kindle, get a Kindle. These are the best things ever. I got this for my birthday 2 years ago, and it has been the best present ever. Like I went back and tried to read, my client gave me this, and I tried to read it and I just couldn't. I had to download it on the Kindle. So I don't know, I feel like when you see your percentage and stuff, you're able to, you just fly through it more quickly, and when you're sitting, you know how long's left in the chapter, you can just, I don't know, it's just more of a push to read. But yeah, sidestepping a little bit, back to Local Woman Missing. This book was amazing. Like there was so many mixed reports on this book, and when I looked it up, people were saying no, didn't like it, but I didn't let that put me off. I sort of looked at the story, and I was like, no, this is a bit of me. So I got right into it again. Took me a few days to read it. Loved it. Real page turner, good story, like big twists. I think you know what's going to happen, and then again it changes a lot of the time. You're second guessing everybody. yeah, I really really like this book, so I would definitely recommend this book. I feel like I would give this like a 9 out of 10. Yeah, so that is number 3 in my top 5. At number 2 we have, what do we have? Oh, okay, so at number 2 we have Things We Hide from the Light. I think that's what it's called. But it is the second book in, is it? Yeah, it's the second book in the Lucy Score series. So you have Things We Never Get Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and The Things We Left Behind, which the second one was definitely my favourite, but the third one was really good as well, and the first one was probably my least favourite. But I feel like the first book in a series, you're always just getting to know the characters, so I feel like the second and third are always going to be better. But I found with these books that each one led on to the next really really well, so you were sort of teased with the next characters in the book in the previous book before, so you're like itching to know what's going to happen. Like you can tell by the smile on my face, like I just love this book. I just really really fell in love with the characters, and they're just really connected, and they're just really lovable as well, and there's a wee bit of spiciness in it, which we always love as well. It just, I don't know, it just keeps it interesting. You just be sitting there and you're like, whoa. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this book to someone. I also think there's like a wee bit of drama in each of them, so that keeps it interesting. And yeah, it's not just a romance novel, there is drama that happens in it as well, so it's easy to fly through the chapters. They are a wee bit on the long side, they're about 600-700 pages, but I feel like if you're trying to come away from the shorter books and get into like bigger books, then this is a good series to start with, because Lucy Score's writing is just so easy to read, her characters are so likable, and yeah, that is why it is number 2. Coming in at number 1 is The Family Upstairs. I was given this book by a client, and all I can say is this book had me in a chokehold. I didn't have a clue what was going on. Half the time I was like, oh my god. But see, once you get to know the characters, I'd say it takes about 5 or 6 chapters to get in. It is from 3 different perspectives, so it's actually really hard to like work out at the start who's who, what is the story, what is happening. So I feel like once you get that, it's such a good book. Basically, she inherits a house, and basically it's working out why she inherited the house. It is who she inherited the house from, why the house wasn't being lived in, and yeah, they were basically trying to work out that whole story, and it is so good. I absolutely love this book, and yeah, that is why it's my number 1. I would definitely, if you have to read one book this year, please read this book. It is disturbingly creepy, but I could not put it down the whole time. So definitely, if you're choosing a book, please choose this one. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and shout out to anybody who actually does YouTube, because this is actually the cringiest, hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. But here we are doing it, and 2024 is the year of me.